What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're jumping into the Pitbull $20 entry, 10 entry max tourney on underdog. The little Dalmatian filled up in 2 days. Unbelievable. I said, oh man, 101 entries. All right, let's jam this then. Yeah, I think I got like 7. But anyway, all right, so on our way to maxing out the Pitbull here, we are in pick 8. Yeah, we are praying for Amon Ra. So I was looking at my portfolio and I was starting to realize that I'm starting to have exposure to players uh, because it's obvious that I have them ranked higher than their ADP consistently. And I think that's okay. I think that's what fantasy football is all about, right? It's like, yeah, okay, like I believe in Cam this year. Cam Stadabo, I believe in him. And so I have high exposure to him because I tend to take him anywhere in the fourth round that I can get him. So all that to say, um, that has been successful for me in my redraft leagues, is deciding who to shoot my shot on, and them staying healthy obviously is the other part of the equation. So again, I think that's just all right. We are on the board, and Amon Ra goes right before us. Genti goes at 6. So chalk otherwise. And then Genti, Amon Ra. Here, I think we're gonna go for Lamb here. I'm okay with Taylor or McCaffrey, and we took Christian earlier in I think one of our $1 drafts. We took McCaffrey, but I haven't been going with either of these guys much. I'm afraid of the 1 million touch curse going McCaffrey this year, and when the Colts weren't clicking, Jonathan Taylor fell off a cliff last year. Whereas, like, I believe in the Dallas offense this year, and I want a little more upside from one of the top tier receivers. I guess you could make a case for Jefferson there too. Either way, I just I like Dak at ADP value in the middle of the round down here, and so if you CD Lamb tends to line up really well with Dak's ADP. So from this area of the board. So, and I'm high on Dak Prescott this year. All right, Hampton goes. Hampton Brown. Interesting in our 12 drafter is absolutely making a statement here, which is cool. He's getting his 2 guys. He thinks these are the 2 best assets here. Maybe he has Genti, but Genti went early. That's cool. Cook right after these guys. I have Cook ahead of both of these guys. I said this in another couple of drafts too, but I actually have Cook ahead of Taylor and McCaffrey. I'll come back to that in a minute. Here, um, you know what? Let's grab Derrick Henry. I know it's a little bit higher than ADP, but I like him paired with Lamb. Um, what I was saying is I actually have, like, in my redraft league this year, I think I have Cook ahead of Taylor and McCaffrey. I have him behind Gibbs and Robinson. That's just me saying I believe the offense. I believe in Cook. Not that these 2 guys are necessarily worse, but I just think there's a higher likelihood of James Cook in my redraft leagues this year putting up close to what I need from him in the capital I would get from up there than I think these guys are a little more boom bust. But anyway, we get Henry here. London goes right after. But yeah, so that because of that, I'm just letting my because I'm doing enough of these drafts, I'm just letting my position tell me how much exposure I'm going to get to Cook. And if it is a question, then I'll flip a coin. All right. After London, Walker's the only running back off the board until Love. Pickens gets slotted up with Njigba, Bowers, Brown, Collins. Back through here, we'll be looking to take running back or receiver, just whatever kind of falls. Um, we may be able to get Kyron Williams. We might look at Malik Neighbors, Javante Williams. You guys know I'm high on him this year. I don't want Zay Flowers. I think I want Javante Williams over um, Malik Neighbors or T. Higgins or Andy Etienne. I think the running back here is good. Now, I'm very high on Cam, and sometimes he drops here, but I think we would pass if we pick up one of the running backs here. which is looking to be any of the three we want, or Flowers, Neighbors, McConkey, or Josh Allen. Um, I picked up a lot of Javante Williams, more than ETN actually. Um, Allen goes before us. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna grab my guy here, especially with the CD Lamb pick, and then we're gonna have the Dallas offense here. So from this slot at 41, I like Ibuka, Evans. I like Stadabo. You guys know I do. You guys know I do. We could reach on Loveland if we wanted, but I just don't think we need to do that because of Prescott, and I don't think we're gonna go Williams and Prescott. We'll take a look at their ADPs very shortly here. ETN and Williams go off the board with Flowers after us. Neighbors goes to the 12 slot with McMillan. Jefferson, Cook, Tyron Williams. I like that start. That's a good looking start right there. Jacobs. Okay. If we do pick up Cam Stadabo here, uh, which we have the option to do, we're kind of done with the running back for a while. I think I like that. So us in the 12 slot have us in the 11 slot rather kind of have a similar build going on here. Zero running backs to the 7 here. So we'll be drafting from 56-65. Um, Prescott is at 80, so we get him down here right at ADP, hopefully. Um, so as we come back through here at 56 and 65, we're going to have a smattering of. I don't think Devontae Adams falls. DJ Moore might be available, but the Allen drafters to our left, so probably not. Watson, Adunze, Tate, Thomas, Tyson, one of those guys, and then a Harrison or a Parker Washington. Now, interestingly enough, if we picked up a Dunze here, we could grab Caleb Williams potentially here because this is right at Caleb Williams ADP. He's right. Oh, he's at 71. Interesting. So we'd have to pull him up a little bit. Thought he was a little lower than that. So he actually goes down here. We could pull him up a little bit if we get a Dunze. That's a big if. I think he's one of the better names in this range of wide receivers. So Judkins goes as the first RB to the Nakua Bowers Smith McLaurin drafter. Like that's a lot of receiving power right there. So we get that range of running backs off here in the fifth, which I think is a great set of running backs. Don't get me wrong. If I'm down this end of the board, I'm inclined to go receiver early because of Statabo and one of these guys. Happy to do it. All right. The drafter to my left has no running backs. Tootin has gone off the board, so they're looking at Henderson or Irving. They do it with Devontae Adams. So we do get our pick here. We're not going to take another running back. We're taking one of these wide receivers. Um, Interesting to pass in DJ Moore. I'm going to go with Roma Dunze here. Yeah, like, don't you take more there if you have Allen? I feel like. All right, Watson goes off to our right. So interesting. If if offered either one of these teams, right? If offered either one, how would we feel? We both have 3-2 through 5. Ibuka and Watson and ETN, Barkley and Taylor versus Henry, Javante Williams, Stadaboo, Lamb, and Dunze. Think I take my stash, but it's pretty close. And then same deal here in the 11. And I absolutely take my stack over Jefferson, Thomas, Dunze, and Lamb, plus my 3 versus 3, for sure. The thing is that Williams are the same player, right? And I just have Stadaboo way above Jacobs, but I think Cook is a much better asset than Henry, so it's pretty even, but I like my receivers better. Jackson goes to the Flowers drafter. I mean, what's our positional players look like? Harrison, Washington. I mean, we could just go double elite QB, take Caleb Williams here, and take Prescott on the way back, hopefully, um, and just be done. Our wide receiver stack is going to suffer for sure, but take we'll be drafting again at 89. So our third wide receiver is going to look like what? Godwin's, Downs, Addison. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. It's not great. Okay. Well, I guess that's if you want to do double QB and three running backs, that's something's got to give. Something's got to give. Hurts, Hubbard, Hurts, Burrow. Burrow goes to the Higgins drafter. Man, Higgins has risen quite a bit. See him going up here way more. He used to be down here. He's jumped a full few spots. Daniels does the McLaurin drafter. I like this team out of four. They're light on running back, but if they can figure out a way to shore that up, they have a really, really powerful squad. Um, Chase and Brown then have not touched wide receiver, and they've got Hall, Swift, and Warren and Loveland. The Loveland player is supposed to get Williams at ADP right in here, um, and we snaked him to stack him with the Dunze. Where's the Burden player? Well, not for nothing. We snaked the Burden player too. He just has a naked Jalen Hurts. I like Jamie Williams. I actually like this team. It looks good. All right, May goes to the one slot. Pollard off with Robinson and Price. I don't mind that with Collins, Olave, Tyson, Quinn Johnson. Yeah, I like that stack. Um, Herbert's ADP is 81. So I guess he would have been pulling him up. I like the Quentin Johnson Herbert stat, but I guess that's too close. Again, we're going to try to take Dak Prescott here, and then we're done with quarterback. We could grab an Alec Pierce or Cortland Sutton or Jaden Reed or Jordan Addison, but I think we'll get one of them, and if at worst, like a Godwin on the way back. Unless the Allen player wants to snipe us on Dak Prescott, which he does not. That's who we're going to take. Now we're done at QB. And we're just going to hammer wide receiver for the rest of our life. So Sutton should not fall. We can't afford Kraft or any of these other guys. Reed, Addison, Godwin. Oh, I love Rico Dowdle. Oh God, I love him at ADP. We don't need him. I mean, if we did that, then maybe we're just done at running back. We just go with a four stack, and then we just literally just draft wide receivers the rest of the way. It's just tough. It's just really tough because some of the running backs later, like the Dobbins and the Brooks, are just fine, and we're going to want one of the receivers out of this run. So as much as I like Dowdle this year and think that he is going to be the lead back in Pittsburgh, I just have to draft a wide receiver. I only have two through the first 7 rounds, so we're so far behind. Team two has four. Most teams have three, or they have four. They have four. We have two. Now we do have two very good quarterbacks and a really good backfield. So, all right, Godwin and Pierce go off. So, am I going to get Addison or Downs? I guess both. I'm happy kind of to have either. Addison goes right before. So, I'll take Downs, even though I have Dowdle as a higher ranked player. Again, I really need to catch up at wide receiver here, and we'll find a running back or two late. But we're probably going to have to draft 8 wide receivers with Lamb and Odunze as our anchors to really have a shot here. So we're just going to be on wide receiver for the foreseeable future. At 104, um, let's see, we might get Pittman. We could pull up Golden. Um, and then we draft again at 113. So um, that Parasol might fall. And Jamal Trevor matters. Um, yeah, we should be able to get Dobbs or Concepcion on the turnaround. Something better than Higgins. And if we don't, that's where we maybe take a Aaron Jones or a Rashad White and we're just done. But I'd really like to get two of the receiving assets um, on the way back here. So presumably the two slot doesn't need another receiver. I guess every other team on the board could take receiver at this value. I know you got to start thinking about double quarterback in this range, and there's so few quarterbacks. You only have 2 quarterbacks in the first 4 teams. So I'm hoping maybe some of that QB value gets zapped up here. Mahomes, Dart, Stafford, Nix, Goff. I'm hoping that takes the space of some of the positional value. Yeah, there's Mahomes to the May drafter. Now they're done. Bro and Purdy, I like that stack, and they have Higgins. Um, but he does not wheel Parasol. Those guys got to be real close. This worked out really well, and yeah, we pulled the Dunze up. Sorry, we pulled Caleb Williams up about 5 slots, but I'm high on him this year, and I think again with these drafts, you want to kind of be doubling down. I think stacks are really important. Um, okay, as we suspected here, Mahomes, Dart, and Stafford all go off the board again. That's zapping some positional um, real estate and allowing some of the receivers to fall. We see Gainwell off the board after that. Perfect. I'm kind of low on Pittman this year, so if he makes it to me, I'll take him. He is I have him above Myers. Myers does this fine. I don't mind Golden though, and I'd love Concepcion on the turn, so I'll take either of them. Kobe Myers goes. I'm assuming this. They could take another running back. Yeah, they did. Yeah, let's grab Pittman again. I've got a fair amount of Golden, and then we'll grab Concepcion here, and we're starting to claw back into the running back area. Starting to just how am I on bye week? I should have looked at that. 13, 14, 8. That's fine. Obviously 14, 10. And then we have 10, 14, 13. Not doing pretty good. Okay, after Pittman, Nix goes, Laporta, and Brooks. So on the way back around, yeah, I mean, Golden's still, yeah, he does. Okay, I was gonna say he's still on the board. He didn't fall, but Concepcion probably is our target. I like Aaron Jones, and then the running backs are going to be a good sight worse when we see them again. But I really I've said it a million times. I'm going to take Concepcion over Dobbs. I think Dobbs is going to be in for a good season. He needs to score some touchdowns. I just think that Concepcion is probably going to turn into the wide receiver one very, very quickly up there. And yeah, we want that upside. So, all right. So through 10 rounds, we have Caleb Williams and Prescott. We're done at quarterback. Henry, Williams, and Stadabu. Now that we've caught up on wide receiver, we need to add a couple here probably to 5 running backs. Lamb, Odunze, Downs, Pittman, and Concepcion at wide receiver. I feel much better now. Lamb and Odunze are both stacked with Williams and Prescott. And now we need to probably add two more wide receivers. Excuse me, two more running backs to the mix. Three tight ends, three wide receivers. That's probably what we're looking at here. We shirked our tight end responsibilities as we often do. And when you go Williams, you're not getting Loveland. I don't even know where Ferguson goes. I to be honest with you, I've drafted I don't know how many of these, and Ferguson's his tight end, right? Do I have that right? He is. Okay, so he's next. His ADP is 127. We're right there at ADP. I guess if Ferguson comes, we'll backstack. I don't mind doing that. I mean, it's a little higher than well, it depends. If Rodriguez is still on the board here, it's kind of hard to do because I like him. I don't love the wide receivers. Higgins is okay. I don't love the wide receivers. Maybe we will take Ferguson. I haven't. I don't have him. I have literally zero exposure to him, and I know that he can do the job. So yeah, we'll definitely grab somebody positional on the way back. Woody Marks should be available. That's 143. This is 137, so we'd be pulling him up a little bit. Tracy's probably not going to fall that far, but I don't have any of him, I don't think, this year. Pacheco and Coleman are both down here. There's also Jawan Jennings. Um, yeah. I don't have to take a running back here. I guess we'll just see. I'm not high on Shakir in fantasy. I love Shakir in real life. Obviously, I'm a huge Bills fan, but don't love him in fantasy. Travis Hunter, I think, is going to be on defense this year. I know that some people are high on him, but I guess he said he's going to play a lot more defense. I don't know if that can be believed, but I love the double stack with Prescott. Feel pretty good about that. All right, so We could go Woody Marks here. I don't love Rashid or Omar Cooper that much. Yeah, you know what? I don't have a ton of Cooper. Let's grab Cooper. We'll grab. There's more running backs to be had at this point. You still have like the Spears, Algier, Bigsby, Sampson, Sean Tucker, and I like those guys all the same. And with our backfield, we can grab a couple of those guys and feel pretty good with these core three. Um, Our grafter here feels the same way with Taylor Barkley, ETN. They just now got their fourth running back, and we'll be doing the same now. Now I feel a lot better about our wide receiver room. Right, we have six wide receivers now. We only need a couple more running backs, a couple more tight ends, and we will ship this sucker. Yep. So pretty much two more of everything. Darnold, Mitchell, Marks. So we're at 152. Coleman's right there. Um, I don't have any Pacheco, I think, this year. I'm not super huge on him. If Coleman's to go, then I don't have any Tyler Algier this year. I think he's pretty good. I know he's 160 though, right? We could maybe get him on the. We get him at ADP on the turnaround probably. I don't have any of them, so I think maybe grabbing him, right? And then Bigsby we'd be pulling up a little bit, but that's okay on the way back through because we're just shooting our shot on folks. So I'm not really interested in Pacheco. I guess Jawan Jennings is a consideration. If he makes it, what's 148? We're 152, so he'd have to fall a little bit here. If he falls, we could look to take one of these guys. I have plenty of Coleman. We just look to take one of these guys on the back rack. But if we do that, then maybe we're at seven wide receivers and we go up to six running backs. We'll see. Maybe we'll just let the value at the position dictate. But I like Jawan Jennings a bit more than the running backs. I mean, and I have plenty of Coleman, and then we'll still get like Algier or Bigsby or somebody on the turnaround. I think Jawan Jennings could be a piece of that offense. And again, in best ball, you just need it to be occasional. You don't need to predict the weeks. You just need the weeks to happen. And I think he has that upside, right? So now, after shirking our wide receiver responsibilities for an extended period of time, picking up Downs, Pittman, Concepcion, Cooper, Jennings really shores us up. I mean, this is, in my opinion, this is kind of five of the same guy. It's actually three of the same guy plus two of a different guy who's kind of like the three of the same guy. But this is kind of five of the same guy. To me, that's fine. CeeDee Lamb and Doomsday, we only need one of them to come to the table each week. One of these guys needs to find the end zone each week and get us 60 yards at least, and we'll be feeling good. Okay, so on the way back around, we got Bigsby, Algier. I think I'm going to target Algier here because I just don't have any of them. And again, I think with Algier and Bigsby, you're kind of hoping that they take over the backfield, but it won't be good if they do for somebody else, unfortunately. But that's kind of their path to victory. Feel the same way about Dylan Sampson, and we may look to grab him if he falls to us, but he typically doesn't, and he'd have to fall 12 spots. Or no, wait, we drafted 176. He's 175, isn't he? Dylan Sampson, where are you, bud? 173. Okay, he only has to fall a little bit. Okay, cool. Let's take Algier. Feel pretty good about that. Bigsby will go before it comes back to us. So when we look at the turnaround here now at 176, again, I like Dylan Sampson in that range. If he falls, if he doesn't, Sean Tucker, same idea, same guy here. And then to a lesser degree, like Branch and Jerry Judy. I don't have that much Branch this year. I have a lot of Jeremy Bernard. Um, because we got Ferguson as kind of our premium tight end option, I'm going to wait till the very end to get a couple others. We'll take three, but I'm going to wait um, significantly. And I think now we have to catch up at running back pretty significantly. Us and the 9 spot are tied with 4 RBs each. Uh, their wide receiver core is good, and they've got Nixon Murray to boot with that, and an unstacked Kincaid. They did go third quarterback with Mendoza. I guess Nixon Murray is not Williams or Prescott, so that does make sense. I think I like our squad better. I do like their backfield slightly more than ours, but I like our receiving core more than theirs because I feel like we have a blue chip piece and they don't. And then we shore up nicely. And yeah, especially if we're going to prioritize backfield through here. So we may wind up with 6 running backs and stop at 7 wide receivers. We will see. I think they probably will target Dylan Sampson or Sean Tucker uh, on the way through, and then look at one of these guys on the way back. Um, we should get one of them. I started leaning a little more to Malik Washington. I've been drafting a lot of Dontavian Wicks. I think I have 0 Ridley this year. Just been very unimpressed with Ridley the last couple of years. Okay, Kamara, Hawkinson, Robinson, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers goes to the Stafford Daniels player. Daniels not McLaurin. Stafford's not Puka. What is it? Juckins, Stevenson, Menundai, Jones, Marks. Pretty good team out of the 4 slot. Pretty good team out of the 4 slot. We're back on the clock. We're going to take Dylan Sampson. And then we'll grab a wide receiver on the way back through. I have stopped taking Ayuk because I just don't think he's going to play this year, unfortunately. It's a real shame. I don't have that much Tank Dell. I guess we can look at him. Running back wise, Ray Davis is a guy I'd like to get a little more of. Where are we at? We're at 185. Ray Davis does it 194. I could pull him up. It makes sense to do that. Nah, I mean, we'd still be looking at like Singleton or Mike Washington. Although I do want to get more of him, and I think that he's just so important if Cook misses any time, he turns into a lead winner. Like, do any of these other guys turn into lead winners down here? Maybe Singleton, if Pollard gets hurt and he takes over that backfield, that's a big if. But like, do any of these guys magically turn into, in any way, shape, or form, lead winners? Probably not. And Ray Davis maybe does. Like, it's if he doesn't, his range is wider. But yeah, I'm gonna pull him up. I like adding him to our backfield. Um, and now I think we do take another wide receiver. We'll stop at 6 running backs. One more wide receiver, 2 more tight ends, and excuse me. So we stop there at 7, 2 more tight ends, and we're done. So, all right, what does the construction look like? Williams Prescott at quarterback, Henry Williams, Stadabo Algier, Samson Davis at running back, Lamb, Odunze, Downs, Pittman, Concepcion, Cooper, Juwan Jennings at wide receiver, Ferguson, and 2 unknown tight ends. I like it. I like it. Different from the teams I typically draft. Don't typically take Dak and Williams, but I like it. I like having the stacks. Having Dunze and CD Lamb stacked with Williams or Prescott is pretty good. 2 of these 3 running backs should show up. You know, these two guys are clicking with their quarterback and doing what we're drafting them to do. We just need one of these guys to find the end zone and get 80 yards per week. We'll be in great shape. Um, and then yeah, we're just gonna go off the board with whatever 2 tight ends we get in this range. I don't care. They're all the same. They're all the same, and they're not good. So we just flag a few down and let the chips fall where they may here. Cool. All right. So just glancing across the board, I do like a lot of the teams. I think this is a pretty competitive room. Um, I think that this team at 4 is a little bit of a standout. Puka, Bowers, Smith, McLaurin, Juckins, Daniels, Stevenson, Menundai, Stafford, Jones, Robinson, Marks, Chid, Samuel, so they got the double stack there with Daniels. Samuel, Rogers, Judy, Allen. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I will say with Bowers early, that allowed them to just take Chid. They did wind up with three quarterbacks after going Stafford Daniels, which I guess is okay. Um, I have so much Gesicki. I have so much of my Gesicki because I always take my tight ends down here, and I just have so much of them. It's ridiculous. Uh, yeah, I like our team a lot. This nine slot after starting three, hammered wide receiver like you do, picked up Nix and Murray. Murray goes with Addison. Nix goes with Sutton. They also picked up Mendoza, Naylor late to get the stack here. I like this team. Yeah, I like this team. So yeah, so pretty competitive lobby overall. Happy with their squad. Um, like that we abandoned running back after we got our guys early, and really that's what really allowed us. We stayed away from like the Rashad Whites of the world or Jonathan Brooks or Aaron Jones, and we stuck to our guns and picked up a lot of receivers, and that actually shored up our room really nicely. Um, I don't know any of these guys. I guess we're just taking Colby Parkinson and calling it a day. All right, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. If you like the draft, please like and subscribe. Mean the world to me. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you in the next one.